Welcome to the Strategy Mob Podcast. Tune in for everything you need to know to stay in the know regarding the automotive industry. Here's your host, Jason Harris.
I feel like right now, and I'm not trying to be a doomsday person or any of that crap out there, but if you're out there watching and listening to this right now, you just come off yourself an amazing June and July. Understand that is pent-up demand that you're dealing with right now. It is, we're only dealing with the social elements of this pandemic. We have yet to deal with the economics of it. When all these government credits end, was it here December or something? I don't know. Well, they may renew it again, but who knows, right? That's when we're really going to start feeling the pressure. People are going to start losing their jobs quickly, that service department, I know during the recession, kept us in the black in most cases. Get prepared. Don't get reactive, be prepared, bring on those people, but have a plan. That's the other thing I've also kind of find. I thought and I'm going to ask you because you're the hiring expert on this, is that I always feel like from a technician perspective, we're always looking to hire like the superstar. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, well, how many,
tomorrow.
What was your hours per RO? And what was your labor effectiveness? And what was, you know what I mean? It's like we're always like, oh yeah. I feel like right now though, we got to start hiring for the team.
Yes.
And so, and I think you're probably in line with this as well. So how do we do that? How do we hire for the team versus hiring for that superstar type mentality?
So you've got to do it proactively, right? That's the biggest mistake I see dealerships make is that they only hire when they absolutely need somebody. And it's such a mistake because what happens is then they take that, that anybody that can breathe, right? So they get to and it's not a fit from a skill level. It's not a fit from an attitude level, but it helps them get, some inspections out there, it helps them do something, right? And it helps them get a customer off their back. So they hire somebody. And rather than actually having a plan, and I preach this all the time, just have a plan of some type. How are you always going to be recruiting? And I think we've, even from the manufacturer's level, it's gotten kind of worn out a little bit of the always be recruiting. You hear it over and over and over again, but it's really, really important. And from my experience, it's very rare that a dealership doesn't need a tech, right? It seems like they always need techs. Yet they'll get complacent and get, if customer work slows up a little bit, then they're like, okay, we're kind of comfortable right now. We don't, and then boom, something happens. And a lot of times it's cyclical stuff that it happens every year. You get busy at this month every year and it doesn't stop. So rather than, they'll get slow and just kind of sit on their heels. Whereas if you can use that time to get really aggressive, going out and trying to find somebody, the pandemic was kind of an extreme example of that, but there's always a lull in somebody's business over the course of a year. And that's when you get comfortable and a little bit fat and happy of we're taking care of customers. And then when that next boom happens, you're not ready for it. And customers are screaming and or they're going somewhere else and they're not even talking to you. It's such a big deal that, and I notice this with companies that have full out HR departments, right? That have full blown recruiters. They get happy because the service manager is not yelling at them anymore. And so they take their foot off the gas a little bit. Whereas if they took a different approach and were really looking all the time and keeping postings out there and keeping, just really engaged. And I always use kind of an old term, but to build your Rolodex of people and really court them, right? Because if they're a good tech, they've got a plethora of options. If they need a job, they can go about anywhere and get a job, right? So it's really that paradigm shift of changing the mentality of dealerships to think, you know what, it's not as easy to hire these guys as it always was. We need to do something a little bit differently here. And we train our clients with that constantly. And it's still a battle, right? We're still struggling with that. And them understanding that, putting an ad in the paper and getting, 5 techs to apply to it this week isn't going to happen anymore. There's just not enough. There's not enough supply to fill the demand. And when we start to really, really understand that, I think we change a little bit.
Thanks for tuning in to the Strategy Mob Podcast with your host, Jason Harris. Don't want to miss new content? Be sure to sign up to Be a Mobster at strategymob.com to stay in the know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.